I built this ultimate aluminium arcade machine with over 12,000 games, 200 LEDs and a crazy sound system. So today we'll be seeing what $2,000 gets you and what happens when you suck at Pac-Man.
Oh god, feels very real right now.
Now there are a huge number of parts to this build, 212 to be exact. And that means attention to detail is key if this assembly is going to go well and if I want to avoid pulling out the power tools. So to build this arcade, I designed the parts in CAD software SolidWorks as well as drawing up everything to go inside to make sure it all fits. The master plan is that all these parts are laser cut from aluminium and anodized, making it epic, a YouTube first and expensive. Big thanks to my sponsor PCBWay for helping to foot the bill on this one. More on them later. So with the arcade designed, the parts ordered and a cup of tea at the ready, it was time to get to work. The whole premise of the design is laser cut parts mounted with custom drilled brackets, which was tricky at times, which is why I included finger joints to help hold them. This also meant I could have some panels without bolts to keep the look super clean. I knew once the unit was built, mounting hardware would be as good as impossible, easy access being one of the room for improvement areas of this arcade. That's why I started mounting the circuits early on using the pre-tapped holes on the arcade's base panel. It's like a computer in here with circuits for joystick controllers, my custom DIY lighting control board, and a Raspberry Pi which acts as the brain of our arcade and is unfortunately not edible. There's also mounting points for the soundboards pulled from the Logitech sound system that's bringing the bass to this arcade. My build hit its first snag when I found I'd somehow got the subwoofer mount way off, and so out came power tool number 1. Reorientating the subwoofer weirdly worked to my favour by making the cable routing easier, because that's one factor I did not account for, just how many cables there would be in this arcade. Needless to say, the cables quickly add up and before you know it, it's spaghetti junction. For this same reason, I started fitting the arcade buttons. This is a 2-player RGB button kit straight from Amazon, which comes with these handy control boards which connect straight to the Raspberry Pi via USB, which makes the wiring super easy. As you can probably tell, my design principle for this arcade was more RGB equals more better.
I am scared of copyright infringement.
That's why I created these sandwich panels which hold a clear plastic sheet lined with LEDs between the 2 layers of anodized aluminium. This is a modern twist on the original arcade machines which used T-molded plastic to create the colourful edges. I just felt this arcade needed hundreds of fast sound reactive lights instead. If you're into RGB light displays, then I'll have a video up on my custom LED boards someday in the future, so get subscribed for that. I wanted a mean, diffused look with the lights blending perfectly together. A lot of time was wasted sanding, made much faster with a Dremel, which created this somewhat diffused look, but not what I was after. I think I need to try some kind of chemical finish to get it truly diffused so that you can't see any of the individual LEDs, so let me know if you have any tips for that. But for now, this is the effect I have. Sometimes when I design something, I put a lot of the work on future me, such as sawing these joystick mounts to get it to fit the cutouts. But then again, future me is lazy and excited to get finished, so out come the power tools one more time. With those all mounted up, in go the buttons, and then that's the control panel finished. You'll see there's no bolts here, the buttons hold the panel together and then it slots in at the sides to give this super clean look. Sometimes a bit of holding help is needed. With the controls in place and the other side mounted, this arcade is getting really real, and I'm excited for the games and challenges to come. This being JCR Acoustics, of course the sound system had to be good and loud. So as well as the subwoofer, this arcade is getting 2 drivers per each left-right channel. To get them to fit, I printed custom 3D mounts, just like I'd been doing on a bunch of the hardware in this build. Alright, and back to the build. The side panels get the same epic RGB treatment, but what's more, the part I am most excited for, these custom laser etched panels. Huge shout out to I Heart Crafty Things who created these exciting colorings, which I used to generate the Illustrator files to create these unique designs. The laser etching from PCBWay is super high quality and really brings this arcade to life. With those bolted in, it's time to get some sleep. So as I mentioned, PCBWay really helped me out with my arcade, and I want to show you how they can help you with your designs. God damn. Wait, what is this?
I have the sword of PCBWay.
What the f?
Round 1, fight.
Slide.
Okay. Super punch. Let's do this.
Knee power.
Speed punch.
CNC machining.
Fatality. Round 2, fight.
Samurai slice.
Revenge punch. PCB assembly.
Fatality. Round 3, fight.
Falcon punch.
Death slice.
Spin kick.
Drop throw. Laser cutting.
Finish him.
Anodizing.
PCBWay wins. Check them out in the description and get $5 off.
And that's why I use PCBWay. Day 2 started off well, but also had some not so well bits. Kicking things off, the marquee LED rails went in using this off-the-shelf profile diffuser. This gave exactly the blend effect I wanted, unlike with the side panels. With those added, that was the last 2 of the 5 LED strips. Also, check out how well that CNC milled acrylic came out. I had planned to print letters to match, but decided the lights worked great on the marquee just like this. I also sprayed up these printed mounts which make the marquee easily removable in case I add some cool graphics in the future. Next was installing the last of the hardware, and what I really wanted is to extend the volume and bass controls with cables so I could mount them on the back panel. I spent ages desoldering them from the PCB and soldering up these fancy cables. I probably should have known this would introduce lots of noise into the circuit, and even soldering the casing to ground didn't help. Fortunately, a quick Google led me to see that I can change the volume using the joystick controls, and so I reversed my mod and mounted the boards and the rest of the electronics. Just like reaching Bowser's Castle in Super Mario World, the end was in sight. The final touch was this large fold-out door with lock and key, which adds that authentic arcade feel and provides easy access to the inside if I ever need to do any quick mods or repairs. Oh, and I also added these foam feet because scratching a homemade table is never fun.
Anodised Aluminium. 12,000 games. 2.1 gigahertz of overclock. 200 LEDs. The ultimate in arcade design.
Do you mind? I'm trying to game here. featuring 2 sets of joystick controls for 2-player gaming, as well as the ability to connect more controllers over Bluetooth or through rear USB for even more players. Oh, and check this out. On the rear, we're holding 2 SNES-style controllers with analog joysticks for those N64 games. Whilst we're talking rear ends, let's see what else we're packing. We've got hotkeys, lighting controls, audio in, fuse power in, and most importantly headphones, so we're not annoying everyone around us. Finally, for you pinball enthusiasts, we've got side panel control for authentic experience. And in terms of what this arcade is running, I found this crazy image with 12,000 games from Wolfram Odds, and it is amazing. Each console has its own render and a ton of games, so let me list them to you.
Aero the Acrobat 2, Aerobiz Supersonic, Afterburner 2, Air Buster, Air Diver, Alien, Zero Tolerance, Zero Wings, Zoo something, and Zombies Ain't My Neighbors.
But of course, it's illegal to have ROMs you don't own, and so instead I added ones I did own. Which, because of the awesome visuals, was a lot of work. Turns out though, you can use this pre-installed scrubber tool to do it all for you, which is great to find out after the fact. Okay, so that's the arcade. Now for a Pac-Man face-off competition. Oh, and the loser will be slimed. Think about your training, Roxy. Oh, I've never seen this. Wow, that was exciting.
Oh my god, he's so happy. And then you went into it.
Watch as the wild jump.
Damn, Reese, 9,480. Wow, 3,420. Not feeling good to you. I think you might get rude.
Catch me outside, how about that?
No! I was 10 points Okay.
Oh god. Oh gosh.
Are you ready?
It feels very real right now.
Alright, so as you all know, when you lose at Pac-Man, you get covered in slime. Unfortunately, you are our loser.
Oh god.
Good luck.
Oh god.
Please like and subscribe. Do we get the footage, bro?
Do not go back now.
I feel like this is a good representative of how a person's brain works. Oh my god! Oh wait, look what it is! Oh my god!